very first things you'll learn about in Clash Royale is Elixir.
Pega as dicas, pega as
Both
dicas.
players will start with the same amount of Elixir. You'll each passively gain 1 Elixir about every second until you hit 10 Elixir, which is the most you can have. When there's 1 minute left on the clock, you'll enter double Elixir, which is where both players will gain Elixir twice as fast. And if you make it to the last 60 seconds of overtime, you'll enter triple Elixir. Now, if you've ever spectated someone, you've probably noticed this leaked Elixir visual, which basically shows the amount of Elixir the player has wasted. Once you're maxed out at 10 Elixir, you are no longer gaining Elixir, which means all of that Elixir you would have gained if you weren't at 10
Vocês
Elixir
controlam o elixir de vocês assim?
During battles, you pretty much
Ou já
never
saem
wanna leak
gastando?
Elixir because it gives your opponent an advantage. Even if you only leak a little bit of Elixir at a time, it adds up throughout the game and can put you at an Elixir disadvantage. So to combat this, make sure you're always spending Elixir right before you max out at 10. There will be times when you don't know what to play, and in that case, you can usually play a card behind your King's Tower so you at least have something on the board instead of leaking Elixir. Now, there are a few circumstances when it's okay to be leaking Elixir, one of the most common times being at the very start of a game. If you've ever watched high-level players, you'll often see both players leaking Elixir at the beginning of a match. The reason they do this is simply because they're waiting for their opponent to play a card first. In this instance, since both players are leaking the same amount of Elixir, neither player is gaining an advantage, making it one of the few times it's okay to be leaking Elixir. You usually see this with players who are using heavy decks, because if they were to play an expensive card first, their opponent now knows they're low on Elixir and can capitalize on it.
Boa, guys. Boa. Pega as dicas, hein?